You know, despite dire circumstances, our next guest rose above to achieve greatness in her life. Dr. Tererai Trent grew up a poor child bride during the Zimbabwean wars, yet she went on to gain multiple degrees, including a PhD, and she's currently an adjunct professor in global health at Drexel University School of Public Health. Dr. Trent is here today to talk about her incredible journey and her newly launched book, and it's such an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for being here.
And thank you for having me.
Doctor,
Thank you.
Let's start at the very beginning. How did you get on this incredible path?
You know, I come from a long line of generations of women who had been married very young before they could define their own dreams. So I come from a great-grandmother married young, my grandmother and my mother. That's where I am. So by the time I was 18, I was already a mother of 4 kids, following this pathway that generations of women before me had followed. Without a high school education, I was more worried. And then I met a woman who made me believe in my dreams by asking me one question that no one had asked me: what are your dreams? And I told her I wanted an education more than anything else. And
who was that woman?
20 years later, her name is Jolak.
Jolak, okay.
She was an aid worker with Heifer International, but I didn't know that. And when I told her about my dreams, she said, you have to make mental images of those dreams. And I went to my mother. My mother said, write down your dreams and bury them and plant them. And I had 4 dreams at first: to go to America, to have an undergraduate, to have a master's, and to have a PhD. And my mother said something that would profoundly change me. Your dreams will have greater meaning when they are tied to the betterment of your community. So I would end up writing my number 5 dream: when I'm done, I want to come back and improve the lives of women and girls, so the girls, they don't have to go through what I had gone through. I buried my dreams. In my culture, burying and planting are the same things. Beautiful. I was burying them to see them grow, and I found myself at Oklahoma State University 20 years from the day that I buried my dreams. I found myself walking that podium that says, now you are a PhD holder. And I realized that my great-grandmother, when she was born holding this baton.
That baton?
The baton.
She was born holding it?
I visualized she was born holding a baton. The baton of poverty, the baton of early marriage, the baton of an ugly system that never valued her. She runs with this baton. She hands it over to my grandmother. My grandmother grabs this baton of early marriage, the baton of abuse. She hands it over to my mother. My mother hands it over to me, and I drop that baton, and I said, I never want to be part of this baton. I never want to be part of this ugly baton.
Oh, that's beautiful. And to think it all started with such a simple question that meant so much. What are your dreams? That's beautiful. And I know you're one of Oprah's favorite guests. And what are the dreams that you two have accomplished together? You two have accomplished greatness.
That 5th dream, which I'm calling the sacred dream, I had no idea how I was going to accomplish that dream when I got a phone call from Oprah, and she donated $1.5 million. And today, in partnership with Oprah, we have managed to build 11 schools in rural Zimbabwe. And these schools are benefiting almost 38,000 kids. 19,000 of those kids are girls sitting in large numbers in classrooms. And it's unheard of. Those girls are now redefining this baton so they don't have to run with an ugly...
They're dropping the baton, each and every one of them.
And redefining it. And running with the baton of scientists, the baton of artists, whatever you can think of. That's the reason why I think it's important to extend our gifts to others so that we can educate more kids in the world.
They're handing off greatness to other women to be strong. And are you ready for goosebumps? Let's watch the clip with you and Oprah Winfrey.
Thank you.
I have been so moved by your story. Your story is, you know, at the core of everything I believe in the possibility of a human life here on Earth. And for that reason, I am going to help you rebuild your school. I'm donating $1.5 million. Yes. I'm donating $1.5 million to... And I want you to have help doing it, because I know it's hard. Save the Children is going to spend 3 years working with teachers and children and parents in the area to improve literacy and basic education. So ultimately, 4,000 children will have a better education because of you. We're going to build a school together.
Oh.
We are going to build a school.
It is achievable.
And it is achievable.
Yes, I love that. That gives me
Thank
goosebumps.
you.
The power
Thank
of
you.
women working together and the power of
Exactly.
one woman with a
Exactly.
strong heart. Let's talk about your book. I know Oprah wrote the foreword. She never does that, ever, from what I understand. It's called The Awakened Woman.
Yes, yes. This woman, it allows women and any other individual to tap deep into their own longing and to find that sacred dream. My mother always reminded me that we are all standing on the shoulders of others, and I want this book for women to really tap into that sacred dream that would allow them to extend their gifts and their talents to others who are in need. It allows them to dream big. It allows women and individuals to really think about the power of visualizing that life that they deserve.
So if there's a woman watching today, right now,
Yeah.
and she has a goal in her heart, what would you tell her to do to achieve greatness, to achieve that goal?
Find your great hunger. There are two kinds of hungers in our life. There is the little hunger. It's all about immediate gratification. There is the great hunger, the greatest of all hungers, the hunger that allows us to dig deep down and find solutions within ourselves and to be able to ask the question, what breaks my heart? And I want that woman looking at me right now to ask herself, what breaks my heart? Because it is in those moments of our brokenness we begin to feel that stirring that says, yes, we have greatness within us. Yes, we can achieve. I was married when I was very young, 14 years of age. 18, I had babies with no education. But because of the power of believing and the power of knowing that you are my extension, when I look at you, I'm looking at my own mirror.
You're so powerful.
And we can help one another.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. And God bless you. You just, everything you've done to help so many children out there. And like you said, you dropped the baton or you built a new baton. Learn more about Dr. Tererai Trent's journey and pick up her book. It's called The Awakened Woman. Wherever books are sold, you'll find it. Visit her website for more information. Go to tererai trent.org.